guest is a 9-time Grammy Award-winning multi-platinum selling musician. Her new album, Evolution, is available now. Please welcome back to the show the legendary Sheryl Crow, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I've been lucky enough to have you here performing. This is the first time I've been lucky enough to chat with you, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I have many things we need to talk about.
Okay, good.
Okay, no, you go.
Now, I want to say that when you started, you had said with your previous album you weren't going to have another album.
Yeah.
You did that rock and roll thing.
I did
You did that
say
rock and roll thing where you're like, I'm all out of songs.
I know, and then now it's the comeback.
Yeah, oh, that's very
Yes,
exciting. It's
and
nice
then it's
to...
the best of the comeback.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
we look forward to that too. But but when you started writing songs, you really didn't have the intention.
I wasn't thinking record, I wasn't thinking album, because people don't really listen to albums anymore, top to bottom,
yes.
So I thought, well, I'll just put songs out, and then I wound up, after my kids started going to school in the fall, and all the conversations about artificial intelligence, I just started writing. So I feel like I made a playlist of new Sheryl Crow songs.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
And since we don't want to just hold up art of a playlist, I put it. No, is it a thing where when your kids start going to school, like you just have so much more creative time to think?
Yeah, I'm like this. Out. No, I'm kidding. No, I have an odd sense of accomplishment when my kids drive down the driveway. It's like, okay, I made the lunches. They were happy. I got them fed. The homework is done. They're on their way to school. And then it's like, coffee, putting my feet up on it.
You deserve it. Now I know they're teenagers. Can one of them actually drive the other to school? Are they there?
Yes, and
When?
I do hate that. I mean, the first couple of days when they drove off, I was just like,
Of course.
What are they talking about?
Now, are you crying because you're worried they're talking about you?
No, well, no, they would not be talking about me.
Okay.
Unless it was something stupid that I had done.
Okay,
My kid, literally, they should have subtitles under them that are like, whenever they talk, you see, Mom, you're an idiot. Mom, you do not know anything. Just shut up.
Are they fans of your music? Like when you're making new music, are they like, oh, great, I want to hear what you're working on?
They are. I actually played Alarm Clock for them because that's the first song that came out on the record, and it's about how much I hate my alarm clock. And it literally was inspired by a 13-year-old Levi, because we are not morning people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like...
Across the board?
Across the board. Now, Wyatt jumps out of bed, and he's like, day is on, let's go. So I wrote a song called Alarm Clock. Then I also wrote a song called Broken Record, and I played it for them, and they're like, Mom, you cannot put that on your record. No. Same with like TikTok. Mom, you cannot be on TikTok. That is so cringy.
Now, I feel like...
Just wait.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah,
look.
you just wait.
I feel like it's going to happen.
It's around the corner
faster
for you.
Than I'm ready for.
Yeah.
I will say, my wife would not let me go on TikTok. So I already have one who's like setting a bad example.
I called it Tic Tac.
You called it Tic Tac?
And so then it was like, see.
Yeah. They might have driven off to school like a week early.
Or just not come home. Just slept out in the car.
I know this is New York City. We live in a big bubble here, but you live in Nashville and you recorded this album. This is like the stereotype for me, over a stable of horses.
I did.
So do you have a recording
I chewed on hay while I was, I drank whiskey. No. I actually, believe it or not, wrote the songs mostly in the morning, like on the back porch or in the piano room. And then I didn't produce it, and I usually produce myself. But I had these songs, and I was like, I don't want to hear what I already know I'll do. And so I called this friend of mine, this amazing producer, Mike Elizondo, and I started feeding him songs. I was like, do you like this one? And I said, will you just like Martin Scorsese it? Just like put a crazy, amazing movie around it. And that's what he did. He took like demos of mine and just...
And did you feel like you were capable of letting go like that?
The first thing he played me was Evolution. And first I cried. I just could not believe what I was hearing. It was so cinematic. And then I went through the old, but you're not playing bass on it, but you're not playing keyboards on it, but but your name's not going to say produced by. And it's like, oh, please.
No, that's good.
Bitch, please.
It's nice when you're established enough to bitch please yourself.
I did. I was like,
No, at least, I mean, again, shame on, you call it Tic Tac, and we will never forget that.
Yes.
But you also do duets with Olivia Rodrigo. You recently did that.
I
the
did.
two got up on stage together at one of her shows.
yes, I did.
And she was also there, and congratulations, belated congratulations on your
Thank
Hall of
you.
Fame induction.
Thank you.
Which is a big deal. I mean, that's a big deal. Surely your kids can appreciate that their mom is a Hall of Famer.
They were actually, first of all, they had to wear suits. So
Yeah.
that was like, but they were in the room and they haven't seen the documentary or anything like that. And I'm like, hey, y'all watch it when you want to, when you feel like you're ready to know who your mom was before y'all came and changed my life for the better.
The way you said that wasn't the most convincing.
No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
But they, you know, I felt how proud they were. You
That's
know,
really
in fact, my 16-year-old was like, on
that's
TV.
all you can- oh,
on TV, just
no.
like, I know.
Good. And have you known Olivia for a while?
I met her, gosh, let me think about this. How long have I known her? I met her at a Billboard Women in Music, and I just really liked her. I'd already had her record, and I love the way she wrote. It's very punk. It's like The Breeders meets Deborah Harry, and I'm like, who is this, like, little, you know, I mean, she's a child, like, she was a child when that came out,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? She's like a young woman now, but, and then I met her, and I was like, I'm so impressed with just how sort of down to earth and
Yeah.
together she is, like kind of unfazed by it. And I've gotten to know her, you know, since then, and I adore her. So
You had another cool thing happen at your Hall of Fame induction. You got to perform with Stevie Nicks. I imagine that is both an incredible, right? I mean, right? How do you? But I was wondering.
yeah.
Look, there are a few times where I've, been in a situation where I'm talking to one of my heroes, and
Yeah.
that's where it's the hardest to have a conversation.
Yeah.
What's it like to sing with one of them?
She's, I mean, I can't even explain it. I grew up, like, as a kid, wanting to be her. You know, got my hair cut in the shag and had the shaws and I really wanted to be her, and I wanted to be as good as her. And then I met her at a Grammys many years later, and she asked me if I'd produce some stuff on her, and which was unbelievable. And then she took me on the road, and we were like sisters, you know. It was so fantastic. But more than that, she's just been an unbelievable, like, not only an advocate, but like, I mean, she's just like the best friend you can have. You know how some people are they're just the greatest friend. You know, they're open, they are there with you when you're down, but they're there when you're up too, which that says a lot about a person. And she's just, man, she's the goods.
And also, I imagine there's so few people that know as much about the music industry, both the good and the bad, as somebody like her. And,
Yes.
And so few people that can understand what you go through at any given point.
Yeah,
Have
I
that
would say
resource.
she's unique though because she remembers everything. Like I can't remember yesterday, but she remembers everything, and she's like she shares everything. It's just she's wicked awesome.
That's
so,
really great.
yeah.
And then last but not least, Laura Dern read your induction, and you were roommates with Laura Dern.
Yes, she lived with me in Los Angeles. I mean, it's been like 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
We've been great friends since.
How was she as a roommate?
She's very sloppy.
Okay. Let's not spill the tea. You know, she did when she was at your house.
Laura, I'm kidding. No, she's awesome, and you know, she's another one. She held my baby when he was like when Wyatt came home. She was right there, and you know. She's
Well,
just a
look, it
fantastic
sounds
person.
like you have a lot of good friends, which I would imagine is
And
because...
they're all women.
Well, I also want to say, though, I think people who have a lot of good friends, what that tells us about you is that you were probably a very good friend right back to them.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm so happy and honored that you're going to be doing a song for us as well. So thank you so much.
Thanks
We're going
for
to do
having
that
me.
next. You guys, this is Sheryl Crow. Her new album, Evolution, is available now. Stick around. We'll be right back with a performance from Sheryl.